Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. These are the new Catrice products for Fall/Winter 2025. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. It's August. That means that Catrice has come out with their new update for the new season. They do this every 6 months, and I've been filming videos like this for a while now. So if you want to see and stay updated to what Catrice is doing new, then this video will showcase everything in a first impression going onto my face as much as possible. I say as much as possible because Catrice came out with like pretty much an entire new lip range. I feel they've discontinued every single lipstick they were doing, and they have something new for everything. So I'm gonna be able to only put one of those things in the video today, and I will have to do separate videos on the remaining products. So I'm gonna have to figure out as I'm going to film this video how I'm going to be showcasing all of those things. But I'm going to be putting as much of it on my face as possible, and I will be supplementing things from my stash and other things that I already own from the brand to create a full face makeup look. Remember, this is just a first impression. I have not yet put these products through their paces. I just got them in the other day. I will, however, in the next couple of months, be testing all of these things out. And those reviews will actually be going up on 2 different places. Part of it is going to go up on the blog, and the other ones are going to be here on the channel. And then once I've tried everything out, I always do a roundup video with both the new Essence and Catrice products in one giant video, letting you know in about like 6 to 8 weeks time, how do I feel about these collections? What are the things that are truly worth it, and what are things you can truly skip? So this is a whole process that I go through. I just got the Essence products in as well, so I'm gonna still have to take pictures of those and do what I need to do. So I think I'll be able to post that video in the next week or two. Then we'll have some new products to play with. And there are items here that I'm really excited for to see what they'll do on my face. And with some of these products, I'm like, did we really need this? You know what I mean? I always feel that way a little bit with Essence and Catrice. Some of it is a bit gimmicky, some of it is really good. The complexion products that they're doing, like they're doing new blush, bronzer, and highlighter, and those all seem fine. So I'm super excited for those. But this face primer, I'm gonna have to test this out for real to see how I truly feel, but it's a foaming primer. They're probably duping some high-end product for sure that I don't know about, but before we get to the primer and putting it on my face, though, I want to talk about what I have on my nails. I don't really tend to wear a lot of nail polish. My nails tend to go weaker when I do polish them. I don't know what's going on. But a couple of years ago, I had to stop wearing nail polish because whenever I wore nail polish, my nails would break much more easily than when I wear them natural. But they came out with this glow perfecting tint sort of thing for your nails, which I thought could be fun to try because I don't like, as much as I don't mind my bare nails all that much, I used to bite my nails, which is why I have these really wide nail tips. And some people dislike that a lot about my videos, and they're like, get press-ons, but because I was a nail biter, my nail beds are actually not like even, so I can't really do press-ons or acrylics or anything like that because of the way my nails are shaped. It's not gonna be a good look. So it's either nail polish or nothing, and so I thought this could be something nice just to keep them a little bit more polished. And my nails are super dry because I just had to put some things in the laundry. Because I have some stains that I had to remove. So my hands are looking a little worse for wear. But yeah, it's a nice little sort of like glow tint. I don't think you can see much of a difference. It just adds a very subtle hint of pink and a little bit of extra shine to your nail. So if you just want to wear natural nails, or you work in an environment where nail polish is just something you can't really wear, then maybe something like this might be nice to try. And now it's time to move on to this Soft Glam Foam Primer. Not sure how I feel about this. It seems to have, like, I'm not sure you can see, but it seems to have shimmer particles. When I put it on the back of my hand, though, when I swatched it, it didn't look like it was gonna have a lot of like sparkles in the product on the back of your hand. However, very often glittery particles are heavier than the formula they're suspended in. So what could happen with this product, and I'm not sure if that's the case, but that the shimmer particles actually drop down, and the more you use the product, the more you get the shimmer particles coming out. I'm afraid it may be something like that, and I have no clue how to put this on rather than just putting it on my face, which is usually not what I'm a fan of, but it is a foam. And I don't think that if I were to put it on my back of my hand first, that it would really work. It does have, because I did already swatch all of these products, and this does feel very strange going on because it looks like a foam cleanser, and it does have perfume. It smells actually pretty florally. But it does have that slip that you get with a primer. So it's a very strange product to me. But I think this is the only way you can really use it, which, again, I'm not a fan of because you can't control how much of the product you're actually using, and you could very easily apply too much if you have to apply things directly to the face. I may apply things to the back of my hand or a palette kind of gal before putting things onto my face. That's just how I live my life. And I'm also not really having a good skin day today. I'm looking very blotchy. I don't know. I did do my skincare before this, and I was looking in the mirror. I was like, I don't know. It's the end of my vacation though, so I should have no issues, but oh well. I do not have an eye primer as such, or a foundation or a concealer, but I do have this under eye brightener that I wanted to showcase for you guys. It's the under eye brightener liquid in the shade Light Rose, so I'm hoping that this is just a liquid version of the ones that I already did in the pot. It has that like Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light wand sort of packaging, and it does, like, there is a little hole there, I think you can see, and that's what the product comes out of. It looks a little bit too peachy perhaps for my liking, and I don't love that applicator, but here you have that product on the back of my hand. It's just a liquid sort of concealer kind of thing. I did select a foundation and a concealer to use in conjunction with this, because this by itself, like, I can use it by itself usually, at least the potted version I can, but for today I thought we could go in with foundation and concealer as well. So this is pretty. It definitely tackles the dark circles. That's why I wanted to go with this first, because this way we can really see what it does. It definitely has a bit of a brightening agent. I mean, this is not enough by itself to conceal everything that's going on. You're gonna have to apply a concealer on top, and because this is a liquid, it's thinner than the one in the pot, so I feel the coverage of the potted version of this is better. But what I do like about this formula is that it has a little bit of shine, and I find that the shine of that formula is what makes this the most like brightening about it. It definitely does a little bit, like I definitely feel like I'm highlighted in this area now, so it is pretty. It definitely does a little bit to reflect the light from my dark circles, but it doesn't cover them as much as I'd like them to. So if you're really looking for a good color corrector, I would go with the one in the pot. This one, however, is really nice if you want something just brightened and doing that. For the lips, because I always like to do some sort of lip balm at the start of my makeup, they've come out with this Peptide lip mask. I should say the name correctly. The Pillow Plush. And it's a little bit weird because it has this like pump sort of situation, but it's not like, it doesn't feel very sturdy. So, but you need to press it down, and then some of the product comes out, and you can pick it up with your finger and apply it to the lips. So this has a fruity scent to it, which again, something you're gonna have to like. I don't love scents in makeup. I really don't need it. But this feels very pleasant. I did already put that on when I was sitting down to swatch all of these products for you guys. I actually put already a little bit of this on my lips, and it is definitely a really good lip mask. I would prefer wearing this though, going to bed rather than in the morning when I'm doing my makeup. So I'm only putting it on for the sake of the video, and I'm actually going to wipe off the excess before I put any of the lip products on, because this is going to be too moisturizing, and if you keep this on, your lipstick is not going to last, no matter what you're trying to do, because very often if a lipstick doesn't last on you, it could be that you're still wearing too much lip balm underneath. So my tactic is to put on a lip balm at the start of my makeup routine, and then by the end of it, when I get to my lipstick, I wipe off the excess, and that way I still have hydrated lips throughout the day, and I can wear any lipstick I want. So these two products aren't new from Catrice, but they are in my makeup collection. The Tinted Serum Foundation and the Instant Bright Serum Concealer are going to be what I'm going to do to put the rest of my face on. And then we'll see how this primer functions when it sits under makeup a little bit as well, because that's sort of what I'm most afraid of. Like, it doesn't feel super tacky. It like feels like there's nothing on my skin. I feel it looks a little bit more glowy, but there isn't much going on there, so I'm not really sure how much it's gonna do. So I used my face without powder, just the Catrice foundation and the concealer on top. The foundation applied pretty well over that primer. I had no issues there. The concealer is doing a good job as well. That concealer is actually one of my favorite products in my makeup collection. And I don't really feel that the corrector underneath is doing much extra. Whether I'm just using that concealer by itself or whether I'm using the corrector underneath, it's not really giving anything extra. So I think the corrector is especially nice if you're someone who doesn't like to wear a lot of makeup and you just want something quick and on the go. Then I think this can still be a nice product, but I don't think it's going to have a lot of function in my personal makeup collection. I'm quickly going to set this with a little bit of my Kosas powder, and then we're going to move on to blush, bronzer, and highlight. So next up are some of the products that I'm most excited for from this launch. These are the bronzer and contour duos that they've come out with. They've come out with two different types of highlighter in a stick and this balm thing. So both of them are creams. And then they've duped the Rare Beauty blushes. That's definitely what it looks like to me. These have the same sort of very soft texture as the Rare Beauty powder blushes have, and I feel even the shades are the same. They already did these in a limited edition collection a couple of months ago, I saw, and I kind of feel like Catrice does limited edition collections to test out what kind of products people are interested in, and then when they do these updates, they simply put those most popular things from the limited editions into their regular range. I definitely feel that that's the case. It's just that very often I find that their shades aren't the same in the limited editions than they do in the regular range. I'm going to be starting things off with the Butter Like bronzer and contour palette. I got the lightest shade. This is Born to Shape 010. And what this is a contour and a bronzer shade. You guys know about me that I love using contours instead of bronzers for my face because I have a cool to neutral undertone. Most bronzer shades are far too orange on me. When I swatched these, I was pretty impressed with the shades. The bronzer didn't look overly orange on me. It just seems to be adding enough warmth. And the contour was cool tone enough for it to work on me. So what I'll do, just for the sake of the video, I don't really have to go anywhere else today, is I'll do one side of my face with the contour to see what that looks like, and the other half of my face with the bronzer so we can really see the shade difference between the two, and that you have a bit of an idea, especially if you have a cool undertone, whether that contour is going to be cool tone enough for you and you can use it as a bronzer. So doing the cool toned side first here. And this formula is really smooth. It's actually very reminiscent of the Buttermelt formula and something like the Physicians formula, what was that called? Butter bronzer that they did. Like, it's very smooth, silky. It's really nice, actually. Oh, I'm getting a little bit of a splotch from the brush here. So, of course, for a lot of people, something like this will not work as a bronzer. But as you can see, for me, if I just want to sculpt my face a little bit and make sure that there is a little bit more going on in the perimeter and I don't look too dead, this works pretty well for me because it is a little bit better on my neutral skin than something that is very orange and warm toned. So now I'm super, super curious to see how warm toned this bronzer actually is on me, because that is something that sometimes it looks okay, and sometimes it just isn't. Ooh, Like even with a stipple brush, I do pick up quite a bit of product sometimes. So you have to be a little bit careful how much you're picking up. So here's the warm tone side, and here's the cool tone side. I like both of them. The formula is really blendable. I do find it can be a little bit pigmented, and I feel like it can get a little bit splotchy, but there's nothing that won't be like blended out. And very often what I like to do, even if I find something to be perhaps a little bit more intense, I just go back in with my foundation brush and just stipple the edges just to give it a little bit more of a seamless blend. And I like both sides. What do you guys think? I think I can actually get away with the warmer tone one now that it's like post-summer, but this is more like my winter shade, I would say. Like in the winter, this is going to look better because I go paler in the winter. So in the winter time, this, and then in the summertime, this side. This is of course more of that like traditional bronzy look. But this is a little bit more neutral on me. Like it just looks a little bit more, like I don't necessarily need to bronze because I don't tan. I just don't. I don't really change color a lot. Like I spent 3.5 weeks in 35 degrees sunny weather in Japan, and I've practically not changed color at all. As long as I don't get a sunburn, which I'm always preventing nowadays. Like when I was a kid, it was a whole other story. But nowadays, I just don't. I stay out of the sun as much as I can. And so I don't really change color. So this is actually, like, this is softer on me almost. And this looks harsher. And that's, if I look in the viewfinder, that's sort of what I see. But maybe you feel different. But yeah, I like both sides to this. I can definitely see myself using this a lot more, which I hadn't expected. Because when I saw this on the website, I was like, I kind of bought it for the sake of the video. And then I swatched it and I was like, these undertones look nice and I think I can wear both. And then the formula is really smooth and buttery as well. It's really silky. Liking this product a lot more than I had expected. And I think what I'm gonna have to do, because this seems to have a bit of a gold flash and this is more of a pink, is that I'll do both highlighters, one on each side. I'll do the more warm toned one on this side and then this balmy thing, oh, I'm holding up the wrong side of it, on this side. So let me tell you about these products a little bit before I start applying them. This is the Glass Like highlighter stick, and it's this white gold with a gold flash. Really pretty. Is this revolutionary in the world of makeup? No, but I don't think Catrice has done a really good highlighter stick yet. If they now came out with a bronzer stick, if that's their next step, and we have blush, bronzer, and highlighter in these beautiful sticks because those blushes that they did last year were really pretty too. But the one I'm most excited for is the Aura Glam Balm Highlighter. This is a Swirl of Rose. It comes in just one shade. And it looks super dark in the pan, doesn't it? But when I swatched it, it had this really beautiful sort of like pinky purple iridescence to it, but without it being glittery. And this feels, it reminds me a lot texture-wise to something like the Living Luminizer by RMS Beauty, but in a different shade. And this reminds me a lot of one of my other all-time favorite highlighters, which is the Glossier Halo Scope in Quartz. That was one of my favorites. It expired on me, but this definitely gives me off a similar vibe. It's sort of like this wet look, and I think both of them are going to look pretty similar once applied. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of difference. Ooh, that's intense. But here is that Glass Like highlighter. Really beautiful. Adds just enough shine to the cheek. And then if we're going on in with this, like this is very creamy. It's a very strange formula. Like it's a balm, of course, but. Ooh, that's really pretty too. Not sure if you can see, but it definitely has a different undertone compared to the other side. Like this has a little bit more gold to it, and this is more pink. I actually like the way this one blended a little bit better. The other one is a little bit stiffer, but both don't lift my foundation or the products that are underneath it, which is always a good thing to me. That sometimes happens to me with creams, that, you know, like you tap it in and then your foundation disappears. It doesn't happen with this. This is really beautiful. I do think this is shinier than this one is. Like, I feel there's a little less shine over on this side compared to this side. So it depends on what you like. Do you want more shine? Do you want something a little bit more subtle? But both give this wet, sort of dewy look that I think is very equal. Then we have the Soft Glam Baked Blush. I got mine in 040 Midnight Berry because it was the one thing that looked like it had a little bit of a cool tone, because all of them look very much like the same level of Coral Peach. I felt very similarly about the Rare Beauty things where that was as well. And someone already said, like, this felt really dry swatching it and it almost disappeared. But that's why I think this is such a good dupe for the Rare Beauty, because the Rare Beauty ones feel like that to me as well. Like, when you swatch them, they feel so smooth that they seem to disappear, but that's why they blend so beautifully onto the cheeks. Now, I'm really curious to see if my big Sigma brush is going to be right for this. This could be a little intense, but I'm gonna just tap in very lightly. See, you pick up a lot. And then, ooh, it's actually quite thin. So I maybe don't have to be as careful as I thought. Ooh, it does have a pink look once it goes into the face. Had not expected that. And it's definitely more cool tone than in the pen. Like, doesn't this look orange? And then this is what it does onto the cheeks? Huh. And it's got a lot of shine, which is what I was expecting. Now, let's see if the side with the bronzer shade on is going to look more warm toned, because that would be interesting. This is a beautiful blush. It's subtle though. It's not like boom kapow pigment, but that glow. I'm really liking this. And the shade, it's so different when applied with a brush. Like, look at that. How is this the same shade? Like, it looks so orange in the pan. Like, it's got this gold sheen to it, it almost seems. But this and this blush with this highlighter, it's really bringing that highlighter to life as well. Where I said that it didn't have a lot of shine, I feel this highlighter is really nicely interacting with that blush. This side as well, I like that side too. But I feel like the shade of this blush or this highlighter is working better with this blush than the other side is. Just a slight, like, it's just my preference really, but these are beautiful. Really liking these, yeah. Now I want to try some more shades, I think. I'm gonna prep my face for the eye look that I will be doing. So quickly fix my brows. I have to get my brows done, but my brow lady is always on vacation in August, so I can't get them done just yet. And I quickly prime my lids so we have a nice even base to talk about some eyeshadow. There wasn't much in terms of eyeshadow. Eyeshadow isn't really a thing at the drugstore at the minute, I feel, but they're doing these little duos now, these diamond treasures, and they are cream to powder eyeshadows. And I swatched these, and they remind me of ColourPop Super Shock, so I'm not sure how this is gonna go. So to make sure I have some extra sparkle, I also have the Drunk N Diamonds, which I believe was actually one of their lip ranges before, and this is their eyeshadow stick. I got the eyeshadow stick in Lavender Jelly Haze, which it comes with this little thing on top, and I would recommend you keep that on there if you do buy one of these, because these feel very creamy. And don't twist them up too far either, because I think you're gonna wreck the product if you do. So that's why I'm only showing it to you that way. And this is Hazel Spark. This is the Diamond Treasure. So I'm quickly I'm going to be doing a look. I'm going to try and put this in the crease, this all over the lid, and this is probably going to go into the inner corner, and then I have some mascara to talk about with you. And whenever I do eye looks, I always use this really old, quick and easy brush cleanser from Catrice that they did a couple of years ago. I don't think they still do it. But what it is essentially is a water-free brush cleanser. So you can swipe the powder off of your eyeshadow brushes and you can just do another look. Alright, so that is part one of the eye look done with just these two products. I quickly use my ColourPop Pretty Fresh setting spray to set all of this makeup in place while I talk about this eye look. The Diamond Treasures, this is pretty, but I do have a couple of issues with this formula. I didn't love using it with a brush, so that's why I went in with my finger and then used the brush to blend it out, and I feel that that works a little bit better. It's almost like your brush doesn't really want to pick this up all too well. It does make for a very nice subtle look, and I do feel that the shimmer, this is a little bit more of like a toppery kind of thing. It's very thin, so I do feel I need to layer the matte underneath it just to make sure there is a bit of dimension. What this reminds me of is K-Beauty. This is the kind of effect you'll get with K-Beauty eyeshadows as well, so if you don't like very subtle looks, this is not for you. But I do feel like it's very reminiscent of some, like especially the shimmer of like some of the K-Beauty singles that I've tried, and like something like the Joe CE singles. It's very reminiscent of that. I do like this in the sense of this is going to be perfect for people who just want to do a really quick makeup look and who just want to do the same thing every single day. They want it to look polished yet not too much. This is going to be perfect if you do like this formula and you don't mind using your fingers, because fingers definitely work best with this formula. This feels wet to the touch, this Drunk N Diamonds. So I just put a little bit on my pinky and like press it into the inner corners of my face, of my eyes, and it's just a nice brightening effect. That's what you're going to get with this. I don't think this is the kind of formula that you need to like swipe on all over your eyes, because I think it will actually be too wet. This almost feels too emollient. So again, maybe put a little bit on your finger and press it on for the best effect with the Drunk N Diamonds. I like this. This is really nice, very inoffensive, nice and easy to wear as well, but it's not my favorite formula for both of these. And then they did some new mascaras. This is actually, I think, a re-release because someone already told me about it, but Catrice has now just changed the packaging to make sure it says tubing mascara. I've never tried tubing mascaras before, so I have no clue whether it's going to be any good, but I would like to try this. And they're doing a new volumizing mascara in different colors. This is the Hyper Lash Mascara in the shade Burgundy. I won't be able to test both of them out today, but I am going to be rolling it into my Shop My Stash for September for sure. Here's the Hyper Lash. And today I think I'm just going to keep it simple and go in with the tubing Stay in Place Volume Mascara. And here is what the brush looks like on that one. So I'm going to be using this one today, and I'm going to be putting both of these into my Shop My Stash towards the end or towards the start of September. So that's going to be not this week, but in about a week's time. So here's the tubing mascara. It says here that it's smudge proof, and it says that it's easy to remove with warm water. So we're going to test that out later tonight. I will not be able to update you on that anytime soon yet, because especially with mascara, like I need to put it through its paces. Like, does this last on a teaching day? That's definitely something I want to find out, and can I wear it to the gym and those kind of things. So this is just a quick little test to see how it went on. I like this well enough, but it's definitely not a volumizing mascara. It's more of a lengthening one, and I prefer a volumizing mascara because I have pretty long lashes naturally, and you don't really see it until I put black mascara on how long they actually are. So I actually prefer them to be like a little bit more volumizing, and then to have something that makes them more waterproof. And now we need to show you a lot. Looking at everything here though, I think I'm going to put all of these lip products on in separate videos. I'm just gonna like put something on just for the sake of the video to have something on my lips. But there's a lot in terms of lipsticks. They've done away with the Scandalous matte lipsticks, in case you were wondering. And I think what they've done is that they've released this entire range of liquid lipstick. These are called the Endless Matte liquid lipstick. It comes in, I think, 12 or 13 different shades. I don't have all of them yet, so I can't film with this yet because I'm not sure if I made a mistake or if one shade just wasn't in stock yet. And a couple of these actually came without stickers. So now I don't know exactly what shades I do have and what shades I don't have. So I'm gonna figure it out, but there seems to be a lot of like nude things in this. However, there are some like brighter things as well. And when I swatch this red, I mean, it looks very orangey and murky in the tube, but it's actually super vibrant and bright and almost like this really nice blue toned red. So can't wait to put that onto my lips. But yeah, for the most part, these are all very neutral leaning. Not sure how I'm gonna feel about these once they're on my lips. The formula felt like just a regular liquefied matte lipstick. It doesn't feel like a drying liquid lipstick, if you catch my drift, because I swatched them on the back of my hand, and then I tried to wipe it off, and I was able to wipe it off without any staining, whereas the next product I'm about to show you did stain. So these did not stain, and they didn't have much of a dry down, so I'm very hopeful for that. With liquid lipsticks, I just can't deal with them being very drying. And the next product that I feel is pretty similar, but this is more of like a mousse-like formula. This is the Pillow-like matte lip mousses, and these come in 6 shades. And as you can see, they're all nudes, which is a bit of a letdown. I wish they did more exciting shades, really, like they did with the Scandalous matte. But yeah, I mean, these seem nice. They have this like blurring effect. They reminded me quite a bit of the Romand Blur Fudge tints that I like to use from time to time. These seem to be more of like a lip tint kind of formula than a true like bona fide liquid lipstick. They feel a little bit moussey, so they have this blurred edge, and then they do stain your lips. So that's why I'm liking them to K-Beauty lip stains more so than traditional liquid lipsticks. Then there is this new range of glosses that comes with a clear gloss. These are the Gloss Obsessed Lip Glazes. So if you like a clear gloss, these are actually quite nice. And then the other shades are all, again, pretty neutral. It's like brown, peachy pinks. Ooh, and there is like this mauvey tone, which of course I like the look of. This is called Pout of Office. And this looks pretty. It's very reminiscent to me, though, to the Better Than Fake volume glosses, I believe they're called. Do I still have one of those? I think I may have decluttered mine because it got old. But I used one of those up in the past because I liked it so much, and this is a good contender for becoming one of my favorite glosses now because I like the formula. Do these have a scent? Yeah, they do have a like cupcakey sort of sweet scent. So I'm not sure how much I'm gonna like that. But the shade, like this mauve tone, I like. Maybe I'll put that one on my lips for you guys. And then we're just getting sheerer and sheerer and sheerer as we're going along. These are the Color Cushion Juicy Lip Oils, and these are what they look like. They have one of these doe foots. That's where their color comes out of. It's not going to be this vibrant, which I was very, very disappointed with when I was swatching these. They go on clear, and there is really little to no difference in the colors once you put them on your lips. Like, if the shade I got on my lips was actually this vibrant pink, I would probably like this product a lot better. But of course, I haven't tested them out yet. And this is going to be something that I'm going to have to put in a video. And then we have the what are these called again? The Diamond Glaze Gloss Sticks. So these are essentially colorful lip balms, and they come in a couple of different shades. You can't really tell because the packaging doesn't do much, but this berry tone is the most intense one of everything. It looks like a straight up purple, but when you swatch it, it's pretty much clear. So that's another thing with these. Like, these don't have a lot of pigmentation. They're essentially a colorful lip balm. There seems to be like a pinky tone and like some nudie tones and a peach, and also one that doesn't have much pigment, so that's just sparkles. And these do have a little bit of glitter to them. So if you don't like glitter, let me see if I can show you. I think the clear one is actually, no, that's not going to show you anything. But some of these you can see a little bit better than others, but they actually have a little bit of sparkle to them. So not sure whether I like that. I don't always love sparkles in my lip colors, but that it really depends on how it's going to go. Out of all of these, the only lip product I'm truly excited for is this gloss in Pout of Office. It's number 040. Everything else, I'm like, you've done this before, Catrice, and it's not necessarily an upgrade. So I'm liking the bronzer, blush, and highlighter options in this collection best. The mascaras, I'm very curious after how they're going to wear throughout the day. Lip products, I'm going to come back to you on. Maybe I love them a lot more once I put them all on my lips. Who knows? And yeah, that gloss is very pretty on me. It definitely is, but do I have this a million times over in my makeup collection? I think so too, but oh well. I'm going to be testing out more of these products in the next couple of weeks to come, so make sure you stay tuned for all of the reviews that are still coming up. And as I mentioned, once I've also tried out all of the Essence products that are new, I'm going to do a roundup video to let you know my real thoughts on all of these products. As I mentioned, the lip products I'm not too excited for. Boring shades, boring formulas, just renditions of things they have already done in the past couple of years, and not necessarily for the better. The bronzer you can look into. These blushes are beautiful, as you can tell, and I like both highlighters the best. So those would be my picks out of this entire array that Catrice has to offer. So thank you so very much for joining this video here today. Thumbs it up if you liked it, and stay tuned for more, because I will be back with lots of updates on all of these Catrice products in the next couple of weeks to come. So I hope you stay tuned for that, and then hope to see you again in my next video. Bye for now, and have a great day. Bye-bye.